You need a sense of self.
Absolutely.
To want to develop, to keep coming back, to not get crushed, and just keep willing yourself to do something hard to get better.
Yep.
Because the want to improve is, is to achieve something,
and
right?
I can be better. I can be stronger.
I want this.
Yeah, I can beat that person, or I can, not get tapped by that person. Like,
I can overcome.
There's ego tied into all of those things.
Mastery is an expression of ego because you want to achieve something. The desire comes from ego. Like if we go to more like a kind of Buddhist take on it, belts are just ego badges. I don't care what you say, whether you wanted your belt or not, it's status. Status is an ego thing. Now, this may be true or not.
I love the oversimplification.
I'm all about the sound bites, all right? Yeah. But my Taekwondo coach said to me, back in the days, you only had white belt and black belt in Taekwondo.
Right.
And you were just a white belt until your coach deemed you worthy of being a black belt. But the thing is, your belt ages and it tatters and it gets dirty, and you go from a white belt to a gray belt pretty quick, and it gets dirtier and more fucked up, and who knows where that belt goes. But for me, the whole saying of like a white belt, a black belt is just a white belt that didn't quit. I think that's bullshit, actually. A white belt who never quit is just someone who's a white belt for life. You have to get better to get to the next belt. You have to want to get better, and you have to apply the effort to make that happen. Getting a blue belt is a degree of status in your gym, in the same way purple belt is a degree of status. And this whole status system was made up to keep us on the path. What my Taekwondo coach had said to me was that colored belts were brought in for Westerners. That's what he was saying. Now, whether or not this isn't true, some of you martial arts buffs out there who know the history of Taekwondo better than me, feel free to put it in the comments. But what he said is like, we're really impatient in the West. And this idea that I want to get better sooner, I want to be acknowledged, all these things, we see it all the time, right? That's why people give up. Because they're like, oh, I didn't get my acknowledgement. Didn't get to where I wanted. I'm not as good as I want to be. I haven't got time for this. I'm going to go get my external validation somewhere else. Why is Instagram so popular? Like what? Because we want the likes. We want to see what's popular. Status is hardwired into our primal brains. So you can talk as much as you want about humility, but this game that we've chosen to play, which is the BJJ game, requires belts, requires status, requires order. This is a thing. And even if you're someone who does no gi and you're like, oh, we're not into belts. It's all about who can tap who, right? It's all about who's better, right? So the only time I have seen, and this is coming from two gentlemen who are probably borderline autistic, the Meow brothers, they said they don't see an opponent. They just see technique versus technique. And these are guys who can never enjoy their success. Even when they're champions, they always look really unhappy, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I've only met the Meows twice, and I never really got a chance to roll with them.
Happy to dissect them on the show, though.
But no, it's just interesting to me that, I follow them. Like, I'm really interested in them as jiu-jitsu practitioners because they strike me as so different. Because we don't, no. Like, Paulo Meow's like, no, man, like, I'm never scared. I don't think about the opponent in that way. I just see their technique and my technique, and I'm just trying to do my techniques against them. And I hadn't heard other very high-level competitors express it in that way.
Right.
And these are guys who put it all on the line. They'll let you break their foot. They'll let you do whatever. But they're just still...
broke what's already broken.
That's it. They're already going for the win. But look at it. We all look up to the people who've done it the best, right? You've got to say that it took a lot of ego and self-belief to get there. So I'm calling out the myth of humility being like an essential quality to being good at BJJ. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's really at the core of why I really wanted to talk about this, because I think it's bullshit. Like, you being humble is not actually helping you be good at BJJ. I'm not saying you're going to be an arrogant prick about it. It's more just like the whole, oh yes, sensei, us. This is not actually helping you get better. If you want to get better at BJJ, you have to have a strong belief in yourself, and you have to be very self-focused, and you got to get after it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be negative to your training partners or you have to say disrespectful things, but your actions have to be around getting it and going for it. And that has to be really strong and consistent. And I don't think humility might make you a nice person. It doesn't make you good at BJJ. We can see that in many top competitors. It doesn't mean all of the world's best jiu-jitsu people are arrogant, but you could say they have big egos. You can see that.